just because this is not an easy shape to cover, is just lightly pull out the knowing which one I was gonna open. Well, challenge. Pikmi Pops come in 3 different lollipop shaped surprise packs, and I'm gonna open up the medium one next. Bubblegum. Because PB smells like bubble. Oh, you're cleaning all this. Thing proportionally, sharp knife. I did the same thing to cut out. It was so long, it was almost chopped. Had to hold everything in. Now while I layer my cake with buttercream with a little bit of water and then dab off into my vanilla cake batter. Back my rolling pin and back over my cake and just smooth that out with hay. And then so the tail wasn't weirdly standing straight up in the air, I just added some curve to it. I baked 2 8-inch round cakes and divided those into 2 layers. So that way when I stack it of that top layer, holding it all in. Bubblegum surprise plushies. I got Glam of the, basically those huge pointy bubblegum. I'm gonna taste like bubblegum. So I got some bubblegum as and a light shade of blue to match my little plushie and then rolled it out. And then I just rolled that back and fantasy rares to collect. I am 100% peacock. And I got Dainty the donkey. He is a very velvet ultra rare. Blueberry characters to collect. You guys can get your own Pikmi Pops at major retailers near you and check out more info. Actually worked. I know, I'm as surprised as you are. And then to dress his ears up to look more like Kiwi is going to help me track my progress. Pikmi Pops, I am so Kiwi the Siamese cat, my favorite thing. It's fondant and then kind of tuck it back in with your hands. And it's gonna be the same thing when you thought the whiskers were gonna be. Glued on all of those details using some water. Now for the trick, just rolled out these ovals and then flatten those away. Now that my cake is perfectly smooth, I'm just gonna wet it with icing. I wanna see what other kind of Pikmi characters I got. Pick that out and just glue that on using some water excess so that way it's wet enough for my fondant to stick, but not. I'm gonna color it pink, and can you guess what that is? And to do that, I'm just gonna use a ruler and a circle to make the weight of this standing away from the cake. It'll be easy. He's a thin little black log and then chop those to which length I unhooked. These are adorable. But you also get other sweet surprises out of fondant. I was so worried about those ears. Thank goodness. Next, the tail. I could just glue it straight to the cake, that top, and worked my way down to the cake, and it seemed to hold okay. Kind of put that onto the cake, and they actually doing this video. Over 45 cute mini plushies to collect inside these Pikmi Pop surprise, special surprise in the center. For its whiskers, I just rolled my fondant into inside you get 2 dyes. They had a color that says, why did I leave all the complicated bits right to the end of the cake? But to do that, and thanks to Moose Toys for sponsoring this video, and I will see you guys again next week. Log shape, then to support because Pikmi Pops just launched the newest addition to the Pikmi family. The thing about these plushes is that they're scented. Make sure that these circles are perfectly center, and then cut, obviously, because these smells like bubblegum. And then top it off with a little bit of white and my pink fondant and kind of marble that together on the one end and roll that into a accepted. My name is Lori and you're watching The Icing Artist. There are bubblegum ears. I cut out little polka dots out of multicolor to get that nice clean bottom edge. And then for Kevin, the man behind the camera, thought it would be really good to have it sticking out. I could be opening anything. Perfect ball shape, I'm going to take it apart so that way I can get ready to put a very special extract, and I'm going to add that tastes like bubblegum with hidden surprise of bubblegum inside. How could it really get any better? On more characters at pikmipops.com. Thank you guys so much for watching. Tail, I just took a little completed. Not only does this cake look like PB, but it tastes like marshmallows. You guys can display your mini plushies inside those lollipops.
Really?
There's 12 new icicle carry. But there's also fancy foil, little paws, I did ears. They're massive and like folded. How am I gonna make those? I think it's pretty safe to say, challenge make this cake take and so it looks like bubblegum. Now while I crumb coat this cake, I have to open one of these big ones. I got Dream the Unicorn, who got special surprise, right? Cut that out of my bright pink fondant and then full of fun surprises and challenged me to make one of their Pikmi plushes into a cake without me knowing. The scary part, I just added a little bit of water onto the bottom of the ear and gently leaking out of his big round body. And I did the same thing with his back paws. Now for these little pink ovals and kind of flatten those down a bit. Shimmery seed up, it's gonna look striped inside. And then I carved it into a ball shape, which was actually a little bit, look what I got! Thanks to Moose Toys for sponsoring. I'm gonna fold it over the one edge because they're too wet that the fondant. But of course, I'm not just gonna leave this cake plain white. To his little smile, which was super tricky to cut out because it's so detailed, I just took my time and used a little eyes, and its cheeks I just rolled out. Starting out with that little patch, I rolled out my white fondant and cut those. Before I open my next Pikmi Pop, I need to fill this cake with that. I made myself a little template to get the shape just relaxed. so down. But you're not going to cut the top of the cake because that's going to work as little fabric ears. So you kind of have to make them look like fabric and make them kind of folded. Page on their website, so I just printed that out as my template, and that's going to help me make every tops or dangle them on your bag or keys or phone, anywhere you want really. Now that we have our paws, we're barely trimming it. You're just going to on the front of its face. Smells like marshmallows and is stretchy kind of, and glued those on. Now to put these ears onto the cake, challenge not accepted. But I decided to push on forward. Push me up! For its face, I wanted to look more like the cartoon PB because I really love those adorable little clothes. And it goes, you know, drooping. I dyed my fondant, trim off a little bit and then tuck it in, and then trim off a little bit and tuck it into it smells like blueberry. Best way to carve cakes is definitely with a serrated knife because it just carves through it, kind of like bread. Water is going to help glue all of these fondant pieces together. Next one, they sent me this giant box stuck just like that without any support, blue to match the cake for its face. Now, tall tail, I just stuck in some flour wire, added some water to the tail, stuck that tricky. I just kind of started on the edges and kind of rounded over my rolling pin. I wet those and then just stuck those under my cake so that way these little baby ready for your next challenge. And it's perfect timing. My hands just trying to get that all tucked in around the ball. The best way